I might be in deep shit today. Behind me is the Medano Primitive Road, and if you can't tell by the sheer amount of sand around me, it's located right next to the Great Sand Dunes National Park. Now, this road will drive along the edge of the sand dunes and then up and over the mountains to get you to a highway that leads you to West Cliff, Colorado. It is sure one way that you could get there. Now, though most of this trail isn't all that bad, you have to cross a creek a few times, some high water areas. The beginning or end, depending, I guess, on which direction you start from, can get a little dicey with a very high chance of getting stuck. And though I did bring a shovel with me today, this is really my shithole shovel for hiking and camping. So if I get stuck out here today with this, I'm in some deep shit. First, let's go over some of the rules of taking this road. No two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicles are allowed on this road. And to the person that left this comment on one of my last videos, no, four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive are not the same thing. I really think schools need to bring back shop class because remember, people that think this are on the roads with you. The next rule out here is you need to lower your tire pressure to about 20 PSI. It's what they recommend. You need to do this or you will get stuck. This is not an easy or cheap place to get a recovery vehicle out here to pull your ass back out should you get stuck. So first things first, let's go let some air out of my tires. Nothing like having to sit still while sand bees swarm me. This part is so much fun. It's getting to be that time of year that my tire pressure light comes on anyway. All right, we're aired down. Let's go. This could be an interesting day. Yeah, we just had one of those lower clearance all-wheel drive vehicles pulling behind me, so I pulled over to let them go ahead against my better judgment just to see if they were going to get stuck. Yeah, that other vehicle already pulled over and turned around. There was someone up here that warned them that the sand gets really steep and really deep, and they didn't think they'd make it. Because, of course, they warn you not to take all-wheel drive vehicles up here. But I got a Jeep, and Jeeps can go everywhere. And I may regret those words. All right, this is some of the most fun I've had four-wheel driving in a minute. This ain't nearly as like bumpy or shaky as other routes I've gone on recently. And it's a little bit of like you're sliding around on black ice. You got to go a little slower, but it ain't too bad. But don't stop. Don't stop. Definitely don't stop. Good luck trying to get traction again if you do. So far, so good. We've made it through some of the sandier sections, and we just went over the first creek crossing, which this time of year in early September, that creek isn't really running that strong. It's the same one that feeds the sand dunes. Now, late spring, early summer, yeah, that's where the high clearance comes in and is necessary, or else you might drown your engine because it will run a lot deeper. Now, before anybody asks me, because I get asked this every time in the comments. No, you cannot take your OHVs up here. No side-by-sides, no dirt bikes, no four-wheelers, none of that. It's got to be a licensed, registered vehicle, on foot or horseback only. So I pulled over real quick just to air back up my tires now that I'm out of the sandier sections. But in several videos, several comments have been left with people asking me why all the trees are dead. And in this area, there was a forest fire. You can tell by some of the charred trees around me. And that came through years and years and years ago. But the major concern is this little cock-ass wood beetle that has just been decimating the forests in southern Colorado. Like places that have the emerald ash borer problem, another beetle. If you guys can't get it under control, this is the future you have to look forward to, and I sympathize with you. But there's really only one of two ways to deal with this beetle problem. Either a forest fire, which in dry conditions that we've had for years is less than ideal, or a really, really bad winter, which we used to get. We were routinely down below like -20, -30. I used to remember days and weeks on end where we never even got above zero. And the last few years, we haven't had a bad one. In fact, I think the last real nasty winter we had was right before COVID happened. So we haven't had something like that to help nail down this beetle population. So it has just been decimating the forests around here. Told my wife I'd be home on time tonight, or we'd be taking a slight detour to go be fishing at that lake over there. Why did I have to make that promise? Now, this road is one of only a handful of primitive roads, or what they call primitive roads, that cross the Sangre de Cristo mountain range. And it's important to note that this road here that we're going on was first crossed by Zebulon Pike in his expedition, the same Zebulon Pike that Pikes Peak is named after. I just learned my phone can do picture-in-picture. How did I not know about this before? How the hell did I not know this was an option? Woo! All right, some parts of this are a little bumpier than I thought they'd be, but I'm having an absolute fucking blast on this shit. Sure, am I taking parts of it a little faster than I should be? Yes, but this is fucking fun. Now, the rest of this road is pretty much just your average county dirt road, so nothing too impressive to see for the rest of the trip out of here. So we're just going to fast forward to the end and save you from having to watch stuff you've probably already seen before. Though I do wish I had learned my phone had picture-in-picture capabilities earlier than today. And welcome to the end. We drove over the entirety of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains right there, joined up with County Road 559 right there, which eventually meets State Highway 69. Nice. Either way, you can go north towards Westcliff or south and meet up with Walsenburg, which I will be heading so I can get back home. This is not that difficult of a drive, honestly. It's relatively easy, but you do have to bring the right type of vehicle. If you choose to go over it and don't follow the posted warnings and you get stuck, that's on you.